You gotta give me the thumbs up when it's ready.
And you're watching Outside the Box.
Hello, my friends. Welcome to another edition of Outside the Box. I am the host, Clay Justin Hurlbutt. With me is a panel that some people think is good. Ian Taylor, Red Nation, here to join us. How are you feeling?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for asking.
That's good. That's good. Cujo, Fabrice.
You know your boy's always back, looking nice. You know, working that. You know how we do it. I'm back. I'm ready. Let's go.
I can't even deal with you. I can't
Let's
even
go.
deal with you anymore. Jason Doro.
I'm feeling amazing. Get to play a little basketball with Cujo tonight.
You know that's always good.
Oh yeah,
No, he's gonna get
Cujo
run.
is coming to our in-house practice. It should be interesting.
Very.
You can't play basketball.
We're gonna teach the French how it's done.
got
All right,
jokes.
so basically, you know, this is a very passionate topic for me and the people on the panel. The Minnesota Timberwolves got run by the Miami Heat on Monday night. The question is, was it because of the officiating? Jason, we'll start with you. Is there a problem with the NBA and the way it's officiated?
There's most definitely a problem with officiating in the NBA. Last season we saw a huge debate during the NBA Finals on how the Heat and specifically LeBron James get a lot of foul calls. And Monday it was no different. I didn't see the LeBron fouls, but towards the end of the game, fourth quarter, what's going on over there? Alexei Shved hit a three-pointer, and as he's coming down, Dwayne Wade runs into his leg and falls over, and they call it offensive tripping foul.
He kicked.
Oh my goodness. He did not trip him. He's in his shooting motion. Dwayne Wade runs into him. It's not a tripping foul.
I don't know any shooting motion.
If anything, Dwayne Wade should be fined for flopping.
What do you mean you don't know any shooting motion where they kick out? LeBron does that every jump shot he does. He has
that's
a kick
a
out.
Your leg goes out when you shoot.
That's a fair different than when you shoot. You have a normal shooting position, and then you literally kick forward.
Okay, there's
Big
one
difference.
play, and just before that play, J.J. Barea was throwing a forearm from Ray Allen. No call. Okay. Barea gets back on defense, gives him a little body check. Allen falls over, gets back up. Officials convene. They say, oh, that wasn't just a foul. It's a flagrant one. They convene again, flagrant two, and kick him out of the game. It's ridiculous how the favoritism they have.
All right.
Okay.
Cujo, I hate to say it, but what do you think about this?
You hit to, no, really. Before we start talking about this, how many Minnesota Timberwolves fans really believe the Timberwolves had a chance to win?
It was a three.
Obviously, you
Well,
guys.
I'm not gonna raise my hand.
No.
I'm
Wait a
not a
second.
Timberwolves fan, but I think they had a chance to win. They
It's not a joke.
Wait a second
Okay.
here and listen to the facts. It was a 3-point game with 10 minutes left.
Minuscule.
Do you know? Do you know how many games?
Wait.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, when the J.J. Barea foul happened, it was a 6-point game. They don't call that a flagrant two, give them the free throws. That's a 3-point swing. Timberwolves get the ball back, another 2 points. Instead of the Heat scoring, that's another 2. They don't call the tripping foul on Shved and take off the 3-point
they're raising
basket.
that game.
That could be another 5. It adds up. The Timberwolves easily could have been in the lead.
See, I support people that actually try, and obviously the Timberwolves had a lot of injuries and stuff like that. But when it comes to some games when some fans are so, I mean, I understand you got to support your team no matter what. Now, I believe in supporting your team no matter what. But yes, on Monday they had no chance to win. The ref, I didn't agree with the call. I didn't think that was a flagrant 2. For sure. Maybe a flagrant 1, but that's about it. No ejection. Now, did that change the game a little bit? Did that give a little momentum to Miami? Yeah, but it was a long time coming. If you've seen any Miami game, you understand if they're up by 3 or down by 3, there's a little something where there's a dunk, a little block, something that always ignites the Miami Heat that they go on a crazy run every single game. And I should know this because I've watched every Miami Heat game since the Big Three whole thing. That's how they play. They get some ignition that just gets them off.
See,
and now
Joe, the problem I see here is that attitude is exactly the reason that these guys are getting these calls.
Well,
it gets to be a close game. They're like, oh,
look,
no, the Heat are going to win it anyway. Let's just give them the call.
every sport.
I didn't even think that was a flagrant one.
Every sport, there's players that are the best players that get calls. Let's be serious. It's just like the NBA is just more exaggerating.
Do they to the level of the NBA though?
Well, probably not, but they
Probably
still do
not.
it. They still do it. NBA has the highest flopping things, but the problem is we look it over and see talk like it's only the NBA that does it. Kobe gets calls. Dwayne Wade gets calls. Kevin Durant gets a lot of calls. So we sit here and talk about LeBron just because, well, we know reasons why. But my point is the Timberwolves have no chance to win, but I didn't agree with the call. Simple.
All right, well, every team has a chance to win every game. It's professional sports.
Thank you.
So anyone can upset anyone. Anyone can beat anyone.
Not this Timberwolves.
And what?
Go
All
ahead.
right.
Kuj,
I don't want to do that to you. Say something to him.
Go ahead. Let the man talk.
Bad
We
point,
just told
bad
you the
point.
facts about how close the game was.
All right, well, honestly, I really didn't watch this
old
game.
Ian.
I watched 1 point. The Timberwolves are winning 2-0.
Really?
But I did see on SportsCenter that good check by Berea. It's a great check. And then
Obviously, from a hockey person.
The hockey here.
the refs should just let him go. I would rather see a fight there, too.
It's not hockey, Ian.
Oh, yeah, the
If
fans.
basketball player were to fight, they get
more
fined like
angry
$1 million.
fight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I-
more fans would want to come to us.
I want to see fights, but
Ray Allen wasn't going to fight him anyway.
Honestly, I'm not going to go to
sounds
the
good.
game.
Allen's not the fighter.
Ian's bringing a great new perspective to the show. What a surprise.
I would not want to go to a basketball game to see
All right.
people shooting. I want to
Yeah.
see someone fight.
Well,
Okay, so that's
okay.
great
Okay,
point, Ian.
great.
great point. I gotta recover myself real quick. All right, so you make a fair point. Maybe the Timberwolves, they probably shouldn't have. I'm talking about Cujo. They probably wouldn't have won anyways. Having said all that, there is nobody in the world that you would want to watch the NBA anymore. I mean, the stuff that comes out of your mouth. What's wrong with you? How can you watch this product and tell me it's good anymore? I can't. The NBA it's dead to me now. I can't even. It's so. Oh man. The refs are so bad. It's like watching the WWE. I said that 3 weeks ago and I was kidding. I am no longer kidding.
Do you know they have the second highest rating in the American
I
top
don't
40
care
sports?
about. First of all, we learned about this in media literature class. Ratings is all a guess. It's not even real.
Well, either way, they're making their money. That's
Who
where.
cares
That's
about making money?
I think a lot of people do, Clay.
The NBA
When you
is
talk
so.
money, Clay,
That's the
WWE
other
makes
problem.
money. That doesn't mean it's a good product.
Oh, you said
no.
money is the problem?
Yes, money is exactly the problem. NBA should stand for Nonsensical Billionaires Association because it's run by David Stern and a bunch of owners who think they can change the rule book to make money. They even made traveling into 2.5 steps.
Thank you.
They didn't make it 2.5.
Yes, they
A
did.
couple years ago, they officially made it 2.5 steps.
Joke. It was,
Remember-
they didn't
They
make
thought-
it
Do
this
the
big.
crab dribble.
Then they throw in defensive 3 seconds and all these other
LeBron
rules.
can do the
It's-
crab
Just
step.
watch
JJ
the
Barea
dunks.
does it.
Just watch dunks. These guys take they run and they dunk. They don't 1, 2, dunk. It's
All right, Ian.
Because
what is
I
it?
used to be an NBA guy. I can't do it anymore.
Well,
I
that's
used
too
to try
bad.
to defend it and say
There-
it's
there's
because
a
they're
bigger-
superstars.
there's a
I
bigger
can't
part
do
to
it
it, though.
anymore.
I
You
mean-
wonder why the Heat win so many games? Part of it is because they get every. Dwayne Wade, that was one of the worst calls I've ever seen in my life. He didn't even touch him.
See,
He didn't even touch
do you
him.
realize all of this talk started like 2 years ago? And you know why, right?
2
Because
years.
all the all the
it did
Skip
not
Bayless-
start 2 years
all
ago.
the Skip
It
Bayless is
started in
over with.
2002
No.
when they rigged it so the Lakers
No.
would beat the Kings in Game 6.
Yes.
That's when it started.
And before that, they started targeting
My
Yao
biggest
Ming.
point is though, it started because of the Heatles. So
No.
it became like,
No,
oh, they're the
Cujo,
kings
this is the
of the
problem with
basketball.
you. You're such a prisoner of the moment.
No,
this
I'm
has
not.
been an
I'm
NBA problem
a
for a long
realist.
time.
No, yeah, it's been a problem, but it's bigger now because we look at it. We look at the Miami Heat. We're like, oh, look at those Kings.
Because
They get every call.
the NBA wants the Miami Heat to win.
How do you know this? Do you have facts
Oh,
that proves that?
Okay.
I don't
Cujo.
need facts. I need a brain that's working.
Look at, now you want to talk about no facts. You two talk about facts every day, and now you tell me you don't want facts.
I'm telling you that the NBA wants the Heat to win because it's better for the overall league. It's better for the popularity. you're getting more people like, oh, LeBron is
Do you
so
realize
good,
in
yeah.
2010 when the Heat first got, composed as
Yeah.
the Big Three, when
Yeah.
they lost, you know how much joy that brought to a lot of fans, which was pathetic in one way, but
I
think
know.
it's good for
and
the
it-
league.
and-
It
but
was
when the
because
Heat,
people, and not people like
when the
Jason
Heat are in the-
love basketball
when the
because they
Heat are in the finals, it gets more people to watch TV because people
Yeah.
want to see them lose.
right, which is probably not going to happen for
And
now.
plenty of
because
people
they
wanna see
figured
him
it
win,
out.
too.
So that's why people are like, I don't want to watch it now. Miami's
People,
good.
if Miami's
That's
in the
enough.
finals, people will watch it and it'll get high ratings because people want to see LeBron fail for obvious reasons.
Right,
No,
because they're hitting and they're pathetic because their teams can't win. And they will have open arms if LeBron were
You
to
don't
side
even-
with
you
the
don't
team.
even have any-
It is pathetic.
You don't
right?
you don't even have any teams though. That's
You
the thing.
know
You're
the
just a
Timberwolves.
personal fan.
Did you see the Harlem Shake when the Timberwolves made fun of the whole Miami Heat?
Cujo,
thing?
I don't want to
If
hear about this.
LeBron signed out his contract in Miami and wanted to come to Minnesota, the governor, all of you will be begging on your knees, be like, "Oh yeah, LeBron's
Shut your
coming."
mouth.
You
I'm
will be
not
happy.
a Minnesota fan.
Either way, I'm talking
I
about
mean,
real-
either way.
I'm
Don't
talking
talk about me then. Don't include me in
real
this.
Minnesota fan that hit on the Miami
Cujo.
Heat. If LeBron would have decided to come to Minnesota, do you realize they would be crying for just love it?
Cujo, that's exactly my
Because
point.
you hit on me because it's so good, right?
Exactly my point. I'm a Timberwolves fan, and say I'm at the Target Center to watch this game. I'm gonna love to look up at the scoreboard and see this Harlem Shake video of some guy in a Heat jersey. The
Right.
point is, it's entertainment.
Yeah, who cares?
It's
All right, we're moving on.
for
We're
their
moving on. I'm
audience.
done with this. Cujo, can't even deal with you anymore.
Every week.
Many people believe this is the year of the underdogs for March Madness NCAA tournament. Do you guys think this is the year a 16 seed could upset a number 1 seed? Ian, we'll start with you.
Well, I think there's a possibility of it, but I don't think a number 1 seed will lose in the first round. It'll be the second round. A 16 seed won't be a 1 seed in the first round.
No way.
Not in the
Zero chance.
2%.
Cujo, what do you think?
I'd take those odds.
There've been multiple teams that have been number 1 so far this season that lost so many times, and that's like the first time in 75 years of NCAA basketball, which is just wowing. But I believe this year there's many good teams, but there's not a great team. Like in the past, you see Duke, you see Kentucky, you see North Carolina, you see Syracuse. This year, anybody can beat Duke. Sometimes they can't even make a shot.
Hold on. Anybody can beat
Well, I
Duke.
didn't mean it like that. Come
Anybody
on.
can beat Duke.
Duke. Minnesota cannot beat Duke. Excuse my language.
They played them.
Let's
They
go back
played
to my
them. They
point.
played them close.
Let's go back to my point. What I mean overall, though. What I mean overall.
crying.
I mean what I mean overall. Basketball is so much better when there's many more good players instead of 5 great teams and then a lot of crappy teams that just are they just.
It sounded like you were talking about the NBA right there.
Well, that's very true. You can't deny that. That's a fact, though. So I think this year will be the year actually 16 seed beats a number 1 seed.
Beats Duck.
Book it.
Oh yeah, that's a book. Oh,
Oh, look in the camera. Look in front of the camera.
I haven't done a book in a while.
Say it right there.
Yeah, Ian. This is the year a 16 seed beats a number 1 seed, and that's a book.
All right, we got it on book.
This year.
Okay.
Doesn't even know the seeds yet. He's already knows some of his.
I would burn.
yeah.
I would burn Cujo's book because a 1 seed is not going to
Duck
lose to
will
a
win.
16 seed.
It could happen.
I mean, I guess I'll take. I'm never one to count something out. Count out the impossible, but I'll take Ian's 2% on the Vegas odds makers. I know a lot of people are complaining Gonzaga plays a very soft schedule out of the WAC or wherever they are, but they're still there. I doubt they or any other 1 seed loses to a 16 seed.
Gonzaga's not going to a Sweet 16. And that's how they're not going.
That's a topic for a different day.
Okay, they're not
I don't
going.
see any way 16 seed beats 1, but you never know. Really, I mean, in
Yeah.
sports these days, like Ian said, you never know.
You never know.
But Cujo clearly knows what he's talking about.
The 16 seed is
Most
just a
of the
guarantee.
time, I got a
this
good percentage.
is a topic that we weren't totally in agreement on doing, but we're doing it anyways since Cujo didn't like it. Will soccer ever be popular in America? Cujo, we'll start with you.
I mean, I might be the biggest soccer fan you'll ever meet.
No.
That's
Oh
not
yeah,
true.
because I hide it
that's
because
not
you
true.
got no. I hide it in front of you. You know why? Because you
I'll
guys
never
are
meet
so.
because I don't plan on traveling to foreign places. I
No,
don't care.
I hide it in front of you guys because, well, obviously for obvious reasons, you guys are
Who's
not,
your favorite soccer team?
Barcelona.
Who's your
The
second favorite
club?
team?
Man City.
Who's the second best defenseman on Man City?
Company.
What's his name?
Vincent Company. Don't ask
What
me these
number is he?
questions. What is this? No, don't. Let me go back to my point.
You don't know his number?
No, I don't know his number. What does that have to do with anything?
Ask me the Bears. I'll tell you their number.
Whatever.
What fan
That's
are
your
you?
favorite team. Let's go back to the point.
Brutal.
Soccer, will it ever be popular in USA? I don't see it. 10, 20 years, 30, no. And if you ask me, coming from this guy who's the biggest soccer fan than me, because I watch every game I can.
Go to Ireland.
Over any sport, even though I love basketball so much, I watch soccer over there any day. My biggest point, soccer will never be popular in the USA as long as the soccer in USA right now, the league in USA, is as poor as it is. It's very poor. There's no joy. There's no passion to the game.
It's a terrible way to look at it. You know
No. The people that actually
we don't
play.
care.
Yeah, that's right. Even the people that actually play soccer in this country.
No one wants
I
to
don't
play
see no
football.
passion. I don't see the joy that comes out of, I just want to play the game. I just love it. I don't care who likes it.
Do you know why
I want to play.
Do you know why Pop-Tarts aren't popular in my house? Because we don't care about them.
Well,
The
that's
same thing with soccer in
my
America.
example, exactly. Even you who don't like it. The person that actually likes soccer, some of them, they like it because, they started playing it and then they kind of liked it. A lot of them don't have the passion. I'm talking passion that you have for football, hockey. That passion, that's what I'm talking about.
Basketball.
They don't have it for soccer. So as long as that's going to keep going on, as long as American sports dominate because it's more popular as far as this country goes, I don't see soccer overtaking anything. It's just,
Ian, what do you
it's
think?
sad, but
Ian, what do
it's
you
the
think?
truth.
Soccer will never be popular. There's no
And
point.
mention the USA. Mention that because
In USA, yeah.
mention that.
In Europe,
Just
it's
making
like
sure.
Europe's like
No,
their
not
freaking
Europe.
sport.
Just the rest of the world.
That's all they play in Europe.
Yeah, no, the rest of the
We're
world.
talking about America. I don't care about the rest of the world.
Hey,
USA,
Couldn't care less.
USA, no one
you
cares
need the
about
rest
soccer.
of the world to function.
That probably
That's
won't even
it.
be a sport here soon, but
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's extremely unlikely. The only possibility of it that I see is that we have this trend where there's more and more safety precautions in sports, especially in America. Like football, we're talking about head trauma, concussions. Basketball, it's not as big a problem, but baseball too. And just there's swinging a bat and everything. I don't know. There's possibilities. Soccer, on the other hand,
There are ACLs.
you get
a
kicked
lot
in
of
the
them.
shin and you have to come off the.
Don't make fun of
pitch.
it. Please don't, because if I see you on a field and you talking like this, I will hit you once.
I
and
can't wait to play.
You will
I
cry
can't
to your
wait
mom
play
because you have no
basketball
idea how
today,
that
could
feels
you?
like.
You're gonna get dunked.
You have no idea.
Anyway.
You're acting like I'm not
As
the biggest
Clay,
basketball person.
As Clay
That's a
sometimes
joke.
says,
Go ahead.
it is an increasing soft generation. And if
do say
that's
that.
what we become, then maybe soccer will be popular in America.
There you go again, being so disrespectful. There you go
fights.
So
again.
you're saying that if soccer, a softy sport, becomes popular, that would coincide with America being a softer country?
Yes.
throw
Makes
fights,
perfect sense to me.
throw fights into it. And checks.
All right,
There are
well, I would say
Yeah,
this.
there are pretty good fights.
I would say
more.
this.
What are you talking
Soccer,
European countries.
soccer, a girly sport,
Field fairies.
Oh, talk, and I'll
may
come back
become
and
more
cream you.
popular if the
Don't worry.
female population grows. Will it? I don't know. I'm not a doctor or a scientist or one of those people that was wasting their time researching that. All I'm going to say is soccer, to me, is very boring. You don't need any, your hands aren't involved at all, so I don't like that. I like sports where you can kind of use them all. I think, that, to me, it's just a very slow, very boring game.
Slow.
Yeah, and the reason I like all the sports for different reasons. I like football because it's such a scheming game. I like basketball because it's just back and forth, up and down. You can't miss anything. I like hockey because it's so fast. You know what I mean? Soccer really doesn't have much for me.
Really?
And by the way, Thomas wanted to let you know that there's plenty of passion in America. I don't know if I agree with that. But he says
There
he's
isn't.
also a bigger fan than you, and I might agree with that. He might
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
Thomas.
Yeah.
Let home.
Thomas.
Thomas, yes,
Go.
directing
Thomas.
right now. Yeah,
Go
Thomas
fight.
is a bigger fan than you.
Thomas.
Yep.
I'm not going
You
to talk
don't
about
agree?
Thomas.
Go fight
I'm
him.
not going to
Talk
talk
about
about. Let's
Thomas.
talk about the actual topic here.
Because we're in the show.
Both of y'all said soccer is soft.
Yeah, I
Really?
said it's soft.
And you're saying soccer is just simple.
It's soft in the USA, not
I
in
didn't
Europe.
say it's simple.
Exactly. Thank you, Ian. There's a state of
For
mind.
the 400th time, what is it even called in Europe? That's a whole
Football.
different sport.
Football.
We're talking about soccer in America.
Which is not soccer for real. I mean, it is soccer. They use a soccer ball.
Wait,
they use
it is soccer for real though. So
Yeah, no, it is the game of soccer, but it's not the beauty of soccer.
All right,
I watch
enough
these
about
games.
soccer.
I'm trying.
I want
It
to
makes me sad.
We're done with soccer.
It can be a
We're done with
complex
soccer. We're
sport,
done
but
with
it's
soccer.
soft.
We're done with soccer.
It's not football.
All right, there's been many debates on the importance of the NHL regular season. What I want to know from you guys is, do you think the NHL regular season is still important? Jace, we'll start with you.
Well, I think for sure there is importance to regular season in NHL and in any sport for that matter. This is a question we often bring up for college football, right? Because they're worried about the playoff system and we got to protect the integrity of the regular season. And I think in any sport, obviously there's some importance to it. You need to succeed in the regular season to make the playoffs. I know in the NHL you take 16 teams to the postseason, so it's not as important, but you got to perform, and it ends up for seeding, and they reseed by every round of the playoffs too. So home ice advantage, that's important too. There's definitely importance in the regular season.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little, but at least this year, I don't see it. I won't be the biggest hockey person you'll meet. That's a fact. But one thing, I actually watch some games that interest me that have actually superstars like Sid the Kid. I watch his games sometimes.
What about the Blackhawks?
It sucks.
They're all
Gainer.
superstars. Right?
Yeah. They have a great
They have one
all-around
line.
team.
No, I don't think so.
Let's
'cause
not get
they're
out of-
third and
let's
fourth
not get
lines
out of
for
top-
scoring against the Wild.
We're getting out of bounds again.
Bickle last night a couple times.
Yeah. How many games did they play
Sad.
this season in the regular season? Like 40, what?
48.
This
48?
season only 48.
Yeah, because you see, at least this season, a lot of fans aren't very happy with the league right now because
I'm more happy than I ever
Cujo,
been.
but
No.
wait a second. If there's 48 games,
games
the
are
numbers are
important,
decreased. Each and every game is
Come on,
that much
Mr.
more
Finances,
important.
You got to figure that out.
but no,
Think
but-
about it.
Yeah. From that perspective, yes, but as a fan of the game that actually, not me, but most people like Ian right here, you've said it, the leagues, this season, this regular season hasn't been very exciting at all. It hasn't. Now, you can blame that on the lockout, but it's just people aren't as involved that they used to be. Now, I'm waiting for the playoffs. I actually watch the Stanley Cup whenever I can, but my biggest thing is the regular season is going down as we go, but if they change the ruling a little bit, like, not like basketball. I don't think they should have 16 teams in the playoffs in hockey. It's just too much.
Less?
Yeah, they should have less. I'm not feeling the whole 16 teams in hockey anymore. No, let's have less a little bit.
Make the regular season more important.
Make it more important. They need it. They actually do need it. So
Ian,
There has to be 16 teams
why?
because it's always been like that.
just because
Why-
There isn't Osmond. There used to be 6
So
teams in the
Minnesota
league.
can
There
get in.
isn't.
The hockey,
Okay,
no,
when there
the
has been this
hockey
many
purist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been
Right.
tradition. They don't want to change that. An 8 seed won it last year. Why change that?
Slavery was tradition, and they changed that, and it was
I know.
really good.
Thank
I
God
think
they
they're doing
changed
this
that.
just for your wild.
And
So they can get in.
So they can get in.
That's the truth.
but obviously, Cujo did bring up a good point about how I did say that this season's been a disappointment because only one team's performing, the Blackhawks. You're welcome. There's only one team. Everyone else, shut up. Everyone else hasn't adjusted to the lockout
Kiss the
system.
belt. I'm just kidding.
Okay, wait till they lose. They're done. Once they lose, they're all gonna be
Once
like,
they
oh.
lose, they're done. Good call, Ian. Whoa, good one.
No, once they lose, I'm like, oh my God, we lost.
Hey, that could be true. We don't know
Losing
this.
streak. Just watch. They're gonna get in a huge losing streak. 8 seed. Just watch.
Wait, you
Book it.
Wait, you
Watch.
saying they're gonna be the 8th seed?
A 7th or 8th seed once they lose.
Wow.
They lose one game, they're going. All the guys are gonna just be like,
Hold on.
Yeah.
I can't take this.
That might be
I
the
can't
boldest
take this
statement ever.
seriously.
I made a bold statement, but that is.
they got off to a good start.
Beyond bold.
They
That
got
is
off to a good
stupid.
start. Once they lose, they're
That
gonna
is-
keep losing. They're not gonna keep winning
Why?
games.
Give us some reasons.
Why? Because
strategically
it's called a
speaking.
losing streak. That's what it's called. And once guys in the NHL, because they're all little wusses. Other than those guys like
You
Mike
mean like
Rupp.
when Burnsville hockey team
Those
went on
guys-
losing streaks this year?
Hey, shut up, shut up. We didn't have a losing streak that big.
Just couldn't beat Edina.
Yeah, shut up. We're not gonna bring up that point right now. But
You didn't beat Edina, but yeah.
Let him finish.
you don't want a fight coming on this. But we want.
Oh, Ian, you don't want these problems.
Really did? Okay.
He just lost his point. Let him finish.
Yeah, I just lost what I was gonna say too. So,
Flustered.
the guys on the Blackhawks aren't a bunch of guys who can take a loss. Look at that first line.
Oh, they've only won a Stanley Cup before, and,
Oh my
and they
goodness.
and they won it in
They
6
lost
games.
half that team.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
First of all, Ian,
Oh yeah. I keep.
they have the core players there. That's what matters.
Yeah. Well, all those other the third and fourth line guys matter too.
Yeah, and their third and fourth line guys are better now than the ones that were there when they won the cup.
Yeah, but they're a bunch of little young guns.
And this, all right, well, let's get this is
All right, just
beyond the
just
topic.
get my point.
The NHL regular season is still very important. 48 games, it's a big deal, and I think the season is a lot better now that it's only 48 games. There's no need to play 60, 70, 80 games. I think basketball plays too many. Hockey plays too many. This is the best regular season the NHL has had in a
baseball
while.
doesn't play too
They're
many?
actually getting. I agree.
They should get like 15 games out of baseball season.
They're actually getting
too much.
in the news. Sports Center even had a reporter go to Chicago for the game on Tuesday. I mean, I don't even
First
remember the
time in a
last time.
while.
Yeah, first time in a long time. So hockey's actually getting publicity.
Well,
So this strike isn't necessarily a
Go
bad
away.
thing.
Go team.
All right, so let's move on to more hockey. I want you guys to pick Stanley Cup champion. Ian, start with you.
Well, I'm not picking the Blackhawks.
we're surprised. There's a shock.
All right,
Delusional, I don't care.
I think the Sharks, San Jose, this is their year. They've always had rough years, and they've proven.
Oh, but when they lose, they're going to go on a long losing streak.
No, they got vets.
Idiot.
That's the only team I can pick because everyone else is not playing consistent other than the Blackhawks.
So why can't you pick the Blackhawks?
What have I already told you? They're not going to be a playoff team.
Why?
Whoa,
They
whoa,
won't
whoa.
be.
It's not like,
They're like into the playoffs already.
They're
Like,
basically in the playoffs. Yeah.
all right, let's have these
The
guys
playoffs,
hopefully
it's a
talk some
7-game
sense
series
into it.
against the same team.
Cujo.
Oh, like I said earlier, I'm not the biggest hockey person you're gonna meet, but at least I have wide open eyes. I see the Blackhawks are crushing everybody's. Okay, so
They're not
what do?
crushing
You
it,
can't just
Yeah,
pick. You can't pick
they-
somebody
oh, yeah.
else when there's
They
one
go to
team.
overtime a lot,
You can't
too.
pick.
It's like they're like the Heat and Bats.
Yeah, you
Heat
can't
on
pick the
basketball.
other team. The Thunder are good, but you can't pick them over the Heat because the Heat are doing so much better. It's just like the Blackhawks. Now, San Jose is doing pretty good, but they're not the Blackhawks as far as the season goes. Down right now, they're not. No, what I'm saying that my biggest
We'll see
point
what
is
happens.
you see with your eyes. What you see is the Blackhawks are the best team in the NHL.
Wait till game 30 and game
And
30 to 40.
as
We'll
we as
see
we
what
st-
happens.
as we sit here, I
You
pick
have
the
nothing
Blackhawks.
behind what you're saying.
What?
You're just making guesses. You
What?
have no there's no reason behind what you're saying. You're just saying once they lose, they're gonna lose a ton
Oh,
of
Ian,
games.
I don't like Chicago either. Just ask Clay. I might be I'll be the best
But
Chicago
yeah,
hitter.
but he has his eyes
but
open.
My
that
eyes
his
are
brain's
open. The
working
Blackhawks
correctly.
are the best team, and right now I pick him to be the Stanley Cup champion.
Between games 30 and 40, these playoff teams that are on the verge of being in the playoffs are going to start playing to get in the playoffs. And
That's the whole point. The Blackhawks are going to have already the number 1 seed clinched. They're going to be able to rest their guys before the
Okay,
playoffs,
yeah,
and they're going to
yeah.
be going to the playoffs healthy, unlike everybody else.
And none of
when
these
they get in.
teams have adjusted to the lockout. The Blackhawks are the only team that did. Now all these teams
Why?
that have
Why is
adjusted.
that? Why is that? Why are they the only team? They the only team.
Okay,
that
you
did
want to know
this
what?
season?
All these guys were sitting on their couches drinking beer and doing whatever they do during the
Isn't
lockout.
that what hockey players do
Yes,
in
they
their
did.
free time?
They did. Okay, I don't know what they did. Because that's what they're
Come on,
doing. That's what they're doing during the lockout. And then when the Blackhawks must have adjusted to it a lot better than these teams did, and these other teams. And once the 30 and 40 games come,
Enough.
all right, fine. You don't want to see my point
I
about this.
thought you're some hockey
You
analyst.
keep
You're-
complaining about my
should be
point.
Fired,
You keep-
Jason.
Okay,
Fine.
right now I can't pick against the Chicago Blackhawks, obviously.
Good. No one else can.
Much
I'm
as I
not
want
gonna,
to, but
they're the best team in the NHL. I'm not going to extemporize on the talent of Kane and Taves, and Crawford's good playing that. I'll leave that to Clay. I will tell you, as a true winner of this hockey season is the country of Canada. You all got to watch hockey this year. So, congrats.
All right, Ian. You were so delusional. It's unbelievable.
Well, you didn't let me get to my point. Now I
What
don't-
is your point?
Well, you cut me off every time.
What is your point?
Okay, the Blackhawks, the only team that has adjusted to the lockout. Between games 30 and 40, all these other teams will adjust to the lockout, and they're just like the Wild will be. Hey, they will be. Don't worry, they will be.
what's the seed right now? Are they 10 or
Eighth.
something? 8th?
Yes.
I'm surprised with.
They're in the
Parise
playoffs.
They're a
and
game
Suter.
up of the 11.
Once you get to the
think-
playoffs, once you get to the playoffs, nothing else matters. An 8th seed won it last year.
Yeah, first time in
All
like.
right,
how
so
many
so
years?
this is
Well,
my
7th and
this
6th
is
seed
my
won all the
opinion.
time, too.
I think that the Blackhawks, and this is even without being biased, are the cream of the crop, easily the best team in the NHL right now. And I think when it comes to the playoffs, what's big is having the hot goalie. But I don't think the Blackhawks need to have the hot goalie. They're that good. They won the Stanley Cup in 2010 without the hot goalie. And he says they can't face adversity, which is completely wrong. They were down 2-0 in the first 2 series of the playoffs when they won the Stanley Cup. So your point is totally invalid.
All right.
They can face adversity. They were down 3-0 against Vancouver 2 years ago. And they brought it all the way back to 7 games. They lost in overtime in 7 games, but down 3-0, they didn't give up. They faced adversity just as well as anybody. So I think they're cream of the crop, and they're good enough, even if the goalie's not hot, to win it. I'll be surprised if they don't win the Stanley Cup. All right, let's move on to our next topic. What did you say?
You're gonna be surprised.
Let's move on. We don't have much time.
Yeah.
It's okay. Let's just go.
NCAA rule changes. Does the NCAA need to change a lot of their policies? And I'm talking about, well, this is a very broad topic, but overall the thing with athletes and being paid and everything. Jason, we'll start with you.
Well, I think there are definitely changes that they need to be made. I didn't go through their whole list of rules to nitpick the ones I want out. But the most recent story I've heard is about a wrestler, college athletics, and on the side he's also a musician, a music artist, and he recently has been making money from being a music artist. So that means he cannot play college athletics. I don't really see that as being valid because his music career has no relation to his athletic pursuits. So why shouldn't he be able to do both? I think that's one thing I would fix.
Yeah. I agree with you. NCAA feels like they own everything. They should not control every single part of this kid's life. As at the end of the day, they're just like any other college year. Just because they play sports doesn't make them any different than all these other, 20-year-olds. So, the NCAA should back off a little bit. They got to back off a little bit because one of these days, some players may not like it and right. Not like right, but like, not the word I meant. Not that.
That's like when Napoleon took over France, but that's besides the point. Yeah.
No, I mean take some games off just to punish NCAA because they don't want to feel control. Like we're not at home. They're about to be professionals too. They're getting old. They can control stuff in their life. So NCAA should back up a little bit. That's a fact.
All right, well, a D1 athlete won't take a game off because they can get their scholarship revoked. And
get it somewhere else.
But you guys both made good points. NCAA is treating these players like they're like professional athletes already, and they should take it off a little bit. That's all I think.
I would overhaul the whole system. I really don't see how we live in a free country, as the politicians like to tell us.
Not anymore.
Well,
And we live in a place where you're supposed to spread wealth and promote trying to gain wealth. And here these guys are good enough to make a living, and they don't get any paper. I don't see how it's fair at all. I think they should be able to get whatever kind of money. Get whatever money you want. I don't care.
Yeah.
What?
You're getting a free education.
So if I get a scholarship with Columbia Chicago, I'm not allowed to go out and make money? Any other student can do it. What's different about athletes?
What's the difference between an athlete and just a normal student?
They make so much money for the school, and they don't get any cut of the pie.
Yeah, and the normal student doesn't bring in millions for the school.
Yeah. All right.
Where is it?
Yeah. I mean, it's terrible. That's all we have time for this week. Thank you for joining us, Ian.
Yep.
We'll see you again next week. You can follow us on Twitter at seldom_scene or at Facebook outsidethebox.burnsville. We'll see you next week. Thank you.
Now if you feel that you can't
if
Oh,
you're
it's
gonna
a
make fun of
party, yeah.
somebody, be better than them. Okay, that's how it works.
All right, shut up. We're ready. Hey.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.